April 9th, 2024. It's 11:11 a.m. So, a little background here. This is my third attempt trying to record this log. My last attempt, my battery died. The first attempt, I keep getting phone calls. So, third attempt. Okay, so last night, I was trying to find a case for my shotgun, my Sennheiser MKE 600 with a shock mount. Plus, I have enough room for a stand for my microphone. Plus a 6 inch boom pole to have a kit. Right now, the setup that I have right now is actually pretty interesting because it's literally the smallest I can get for me to do a podcast. The reason why I want to go small as possible, but not sacrificing quality, because of because two factors. One is I'm very obsessed to make it sound really good. Second is one of the things I'm doing this year is to do a pitch for a studio for a podcast, and this is going to be part of a proof of concept of going forward to it. The goal is to have a very lightweight podcasting setup that I can bring uh, anywhere with me. But the rule of thumb is it has to fit in a carry-on bag, nothing else. The only thing that's outside the podcasting equipment is computer. So, with that said, I did find something that I can get from Amazon to 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 store my microphone and my stand and the boom arm. Sorry, the boom pole. But I need it for this Friday. The reason why is I'm actually heading downtown for work and spend time downtown with family on Friday. So I need to make sure that I have everything with me, just again to test to see how heavy it is, how portable it is, and all that good stuff. So if I can get that before Friday, it'll be great. The other thing as well too that I need to get is a windjammer or a windsock or a dead cat, just to replace the foam that I have right now with and for the mic itself. The foam works perfectly. I did use this from the outside. It works perfectly. The only problem is light wind is fine, but anything that gets a little bit more strong, you can actually hear the wind, and it's becomes very unuseful. Because the way that I want to record my podcast in the future, especially the summer's coming up, is actually do this outside. Literally grab my lunch, head to the park, eat lunch, and do a log, right? And that's the fun part of podcasting is the goal is to record anywhere without sacrificing quality, right? So that's what I'm planning to do. And on top of that too, I do travel for my full-time job. So I do need to carry a kit with me that it's easier for me to put in my computer bag, head to the airport, fly, come back, and not sacrifice anything. I did test this whole setup with a lavalier microphone. It's not bad, but it's not good. Okay, in a bind, I can bring my recorder and my lavalier mic, and I can run with it. That's not a problem. But my one of my biggest goal is to have a microphone that I can do less EQing, more keeps the voice as what you actually hear me in person, instead of like fooling around with the EQ, getting it exactly close to my voice. I'd rather have a microphone that brings me there now. So that's why I have like so many microphones right now that I'm using. But so far the shotgun mic will work perfectly because again, the weight, the size, and the quality is there. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I do have an option to carry my bigger microphone, but the only problem is it is heavy. So, with that said, I did find a case. I am planning to get the case today. I'm planning to get a windsock as well, a dead cat or windjammer today as well too. Hopefully it arrives Friday so I can actually bring all this with me as a test because like I mentioned before, I'm gonna start traveling again, so I want to make sure that I can carry with everything with me. The other thing as well too that I have to make sure I have access to battery 4 AA batteries for the recorder. So far it does hold the charge. but based on the usage I have so far since I got this last week Friday, yeah, averaging about 4 hours, 4 days, 5 days of power. That's me playing with it, learning how to use how to use the recorder. Only one channel. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be playing around. I'm playing with it with more channels and see how that actually works out. I have more tests to do with this, and I am still debating regarding the Bluetooth dongle. The reason why I'm still trying to play with the idea of getting one is, if I end up using the internal microphone, I prefer using with an app because this thing will pick up everything, even tapping the table. If I'm handling the equipment, I can hear the the microphone itself. It's picking it up. So if I have an app, I can actually control it. Plus, on top of that, too, if I have multiple guests coming into the podcast, or if I'm doing a recording on your bookmark podcast, it's nice to have an iPad or a phone just to do everything instead of like, especially if it's pretty far away from me. Especially if I have paperwork and all that stuff. I'd rather have everything away as much as possible so I can do my thing. So, yeah, the other reason why I want to make sure that this is actually be lightweight as possible, because this recorder actually has USB mix minus now, so I can theoretically travel anywhere and record your bookmark podcast anywhere. So that's the goal as well too. Plus, the other one as well too is if, for example, if my co-host and I are in a conference or something doing to do a show or anything like that, we can actually do a record immediately, and we don't have to bring the big setup we have that we normally use. We only bring my microphone and a recorder, and he only brings his microphone, his stand, and his cable, because we're pretty self-sufficient that way. The goal, FYI, the goal for this podcast was we buy exactly the same thing we need to make sure if it works. For example, because I was already been using the RE20 microphone, he bought one too to match. He bought the stand. He bought the cable. The only thing that I have to bring separately is the recorder, and so far that works really well. And for us to say, hey, we're going to go out to do a recording at the park to talk about a book, bring your stuff. I can bring my stuff as well too. Like, we can be 100% self-sufficient without any battery power. Everything in battery power. But we do have another setup that we use to make it sound even better. I actually bring with me a mic preamp with a compressor, and it's a tube mic preamp just to give a little bit more warmth to the recording. That goes out if we know we have a place to plug into. If we don't have a place to plug into, we just use the recorder and just record from there. Again, just gives it a little bit more flexibility we need. So yeah, that's why I've been obsessed of trying to figure out what perfect recording device I need to find, because there's a lot of things that this thing will be doing for me right now for the existing podcast and the future podcast that I'm working on and planning on. So yeah, a lot of things to say, a lot of things to blah 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 on, but so far there's only two things I need to get before Friday. If as soon as I get that, it arrives, I'll be a happy man. I can literally take this thing, go out, record, edit when I get home, and all good stuff. So, forgot to mention, the other thing as well too that I'm trying to sort out as well is editing the podcast on an iOS, like iPad or an iPhone. The reason why I'm looking at that is, if a scenario comes in that I don't want to bring a laptop with me to do an edit, I can do it through my phone or through my iPad. The biggest problem I have right now is there's really nothing out there that accommodate what I'm actually looking for, software wise. There's ways I can go around it. Right now I'm using two apps to edit a recording. It works, but it can get very dicey. I did record a log about a month ago on my phone, published it. I wasn't very happy with it, but in a bind, it works. So until I find the perfect app to do exactly what I'm doing for this podcast or future podcasts, I am going to bring a laptop with me. The laptop I'm currently using is an old laptop. It's an M1 MacBook Pro. It works fine. It works perfectly, actually. To be honest with you, I have no zero issue. I'm not looking at upgrading it right now because it does work. But I do want something that's a lot more portable than that. Again, this is for for ease of use, ease of for portability, than anything else. This is the goal was portability when I was looking at this since day one. So, with that said, I'm gonna order the other two, try it out on Friday, see how it works out, and I think it's gonna work out fine. And yeah, hopefully this third try of logging this doing this log, hopefully it holds this time. Yeah, the other two is definitely my fault. It's not any equipment issue. It was this one. Oh, forgot to tell you. Forgot to mention. There is an issue. I got a message from my co-host yesterday that he's getting the same issue now regarding the clicking sound. Um, yeah, it's getting weirder and weirder. Why he's still getting that clicking sound? He did downgrade the his editing software one version down, and it was working fine. Now he's still getting the clicking sound. The clicking sound is it's not mechanical or circuitry. It's more like a software thing. So I need to figure that out, see exactly what's wrong with it, because it's actually going to be hindering our stuff going forward. So I need to start playing with that. I need to start thinking why it's doing that. I might have to ask him to send me that latest recording that he did, because he's doing an intro and outro. He said it's there. You can actually hear it. The last time I heard it, it was bad. Like you can not even you can actually hear the clicking sound while you're actually hearing it. Like without even processing, you can actually hear it. So I don't know what's going on with that one. That's really baffling me. So I'm hoping it's not a hardware issue. If it's a hardware issue, that's gonna suck. I have a feeling it could be a driver issue. It could be anything else. It could be the sample rate is really high and the system's just not liking it. That could be an issue too. RAM wise is fine because it was working perfectly. So I might have to get him to reinstall everything and do a full clean install, see if that fixes the issue. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, and the other thing as well too that I forgot to mention, I did turn back. If you're listening to this log on YouTube, I did turn off the comments the first couple of weeks of the log. I turned it back on again because of my testing in the Tascam Portal Capture X8. The reason why I turned it on is because just in case you guys have any questions or advice on how to do things in this one, I definitely want to hear from you guys, because I'm definitely curious about it. Because plus, especially if you have any experience of using it, because there's things here that I'm still trying to sort out. There's things there that I'm questioning. That might be there's a reasonable explanation why it's doing it this way, or if I set it up in a different way, I'll get that feature. Again, for example, mix minus in the manual app. And also, if Tascam's listening, please reach out, because I definitely want to hear. I would definitely want to pick your brain of regarding the mix minus thing, because it is very crucial on my podcasts and my future plans that I'm trying to do in other podcasts as well too. So that's why it's very, very important for me to turn it back on again. Yeah, so just to hear what your thoughts are. So yeah. Yeah, I'm going back to work now and have lunch. See you guys later. It is 11:36 a.m. and I just ordered the equipment I was mentioning earlier. The I ended up getting dead cat or the windjammer from Ryko. Yeah, so I decided to pay the higher end windsock because I've used cheaper ones and it was a disaster. It wasn't very good, so I decided to pay the extra to get the right one. So that's arriving tomorrow. That's good. The case itself, it's not arriving till Friday, so that's gonna change a bit. But yeah, so I'm probably just gonna bring one of my. Probably not gonna bring anything with me now, but we'll see. I'll probably just bring my recorder just to see how the portability of it. I did look at my other cases as well too. It's just the cases that I have currently are just too small. I'm literally shy by an inch. Sorry, shy by 2 inches. The biggest one I have hard case wise that's like similar to what you get from GoPro is 2 inch too short. So it's kind of not ideal. But the one that I got is actually the most affordable one. But it's designed to hold, I think, six SM58s side by side. So it's big enough to hold that. It's durable enough to hold that. So I'm fine with that. It's not expensive at all, but it is coming from Seattle, so it's gonna be here Friday. So it's taking the slow flight to Toronto for this one. But either way, I'll get the windsock here. I can use that to start testing it outside, and I'm hoping that as soon as the weather starts getting better, I'm gonna buy my lunch, go to the park, eat there, and record a log, and just enjoy being outside again. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait just to out and about, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks I can sync my Instagram account to this log, and then you guys can see what I see, and you guys can see how am I actually recording my log, and and just experience like a like a log, like a blog style. Ooh, blogging in the audio format. So, but yeah, so that's what I'm just want to let you guys know. I ordered those things. As soon as I get those, I think I'm good for the rest of the year for equipment wise. Except the Bluetooth, I'm still trying to figure out if I'm gonna get that Bluetooth or not. I'm still playing with the idea. So far, since the beginning, I never used a Bluetooth connectivity through my phone to use my recorder. So I'll probably get it if it goes on sale. If it's not goes on sale, then it is what it is. So yeah. So now I'm gonna grab something to eat. I have a lunch and learn at 12:10 online. So get my lunch up and running and and work and enjoy the rest of the day. Oh, by the way, it is a sunny 12 degrees, supposed to be a high of 19. Let's see if it actually reach that temperature. It is 1:02 p.m. And I realized something that actually I mentioned at the beginning of this log that and ending up turning on my comments if you're watching slash listening this podcast in YouTube, the comment section is actually turned on. One of the reasons why is if you guys have any questions or comments on regarding the podcaster, that's why it's turned on. Also, I do want to hear from you guys to see if there's anything else that I need to tweak in this log, because originally this log was designed just for my thoughts and all that stuff, but it becomes more. It's each episode or each log, it gets changing now and changing in a way that I'm disseminating information, right? And I'm gonna get some engagement from the listeners. So I decided to that's turn on the comments. And also, if you're listening to this right now, I did I do have a email that you guys can email me as well too. It's more for business requirements and just have a conversation with me. It's actually turned on now. So if you have something to talk about, or if you need to reach out and say hi or talk about something, You can reach me through my email. It's in the description, or you can leave your comments on YouTube. Unfortunately, in the world of podcasts, there's really no way for you for some. There's really no engagement that you can actually have. Unfortunately, that's the downside of doing a full podcast. But in this way, at least you guys can engage with me and talk about the new things. Also, my the description actually has the my Instagram as well too. I'm hoping to link my episodes with that with my Instagram, for example. If I ending up doing some type of travel or did something that needs your your thoughts on the things that you heard, or if you want to see an image or something. Like, for example, I want to start taking photos of my podcasting setup and putting it in Instagram so you guys can see where I'm actually doing this log, because it can be very very interesting. It can be fun as well as get some engagement up and running. So that's why I just thought about that reason why I turned it on, and I had a feeling that I wasn't really articulating exactly why I turned it on. So yeah, that's why I turned it on. Plus, if you are planning to leave comments, just be nice. And I do want to keep this community, the comments PG as much as possible. So if you say something that's not suitable for young viewers, then I'll definitely block that user. So I just want to give you a heads up, because I do want to have a proper conversation with everyone going forward.